there are some things which get the political scene all hot and bothered, and the communal violence bill is just one of those. Just days after a new draft was circulated, the BJP's Prime Ministerial candidate Narendra Modi has shot off a letter to the Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh citing 22 objections to the bill. They range from the timing of it to provisions of the NHRC probing the communal violence to officers being held responsible. On agenda tonight, we'll ask, are these concerns legitimate, and why is this being raised now when no one's even sure when it'll be brought in? And our pundits this evening to discuss that. From the Congress, we have Bhakcharan Das. From the BJP, we have Pinky Anand. They're taking contrary positions, of course. And someone who has been fighting for this bill, an activist, Soumya Uma, who joins us from Mumbai. We'll be going to our pundits just a bit, but first of all, let's look at the ground situation, a situation where many feel the communal violence bill is needed in Muzaffarnagar. And months after that incident, the riots in Muzaffarnagar, this is the problem of compensation, one of the contentious provisions of the new draft. Take a look.
These 400 plus families are the last bunch of riot-hit refugees, and this camp in village Loi, the last makeshift settlement. At least that's what the district administration says. People in Shahpur and Bassi Kalan camps have been compensated in full and resettled. The government says they have returned asking for more.
Total 41 camps that they were operational in Muzaffarnagar district, and there were total 27,200 people which were there initially, and now the people which have back migrated to their own villages, they are around 26,000 people odd, and 1,070 people are still there in one camp. The three camps which one might have seen in Shahpur and Bassi, all the people were from the families who have been compensated with the rehabilitation assistance.
But they have come back. They have left. They've told you they've left, but they have come back to the camp.
Yes, just with a demand that it should not be the family under one roof which should be treated. It should be the each and single married person which should be treated as a family. However, that can never be the case, because according to the standard definition of a family, it's one house and one common kitchen people who are there accommodated in one house. It can be a family of 2, it can be a family of 10.
Wakilu says that for his family of 20, the government has promised 5 lakh rupees only for him. He has 5 sons and there's no compensation that has been announced so far for those 5 sons and their families.
सबसे मेन जरूरत तो मैडम हमारे जो 5 भाइयों का पैसा आ जाए, हम अपना मकान लेकर उसमें रहे. वहाँ पे तो हम जा नहीं पाएंगे क्योंकि हमारी मस्जिद में बिल्कुल आग लगा रखी है.
House was videographed and photographed.
The administration says that for all of Muzaffarnagar, a total of 901 families were identified for compensation. 854 have been compensated in full after incurring an expenditure of nearly 43 crores and opening more than 700 bank accounts to transfer the compensation money. But after this compensation was paid off, 925 more families have emerged. These 925 families, the officials say, are the children of those heads of family who have already accepted the 5 lakh rupees as compensation. And then there are those from villages like Khard who do not even figure on the list of those to be compensated.
वो हमारे पीछे किसी के हाथ में गंडास है, किसी के हाथ में तबल है, किसी के हाथ में राइफल है. अब ये तो हमारा कहीं नाम नहीं, कुछ नहीं, एक पैसा हमारे पास नहीं. अगर हमारा कोई दूसरा बच्चा बीमार हो जाए, अब हमारे पास 10 रुपए हम उसको कहीं हॉस्पिटल में चले जाएंगे या मतलब बुढ़ाने चले जाए, कहीं नहीं हम जा सकते.
The people here say administration is eager for them to vacate these camps and either return to their homes or resettle. But fear-struck, returning to their homes, they say, is just not an option. And the compensation that has been provided by the government to resettle is not enough. Reporting from Muzaffarnagar district, with camera person Gopal Singh, Anchal Vora, NDTV.
So let's go to our first talking point of this issue, the communal violence bill. The first one is Modi right about the timing of the new bill? Mr. Bhakcharan Das, I want to ask you this. Congress has promised them in a 2004 in its common minimum program. Why are you waiting for the end of your tenure of the UPA regime, UPA 2, to think about bringing it in?
The nation has witnessed that the several bill could not be passed in the parliament, and for last 2 years continuously the turmoiling situation is there. And moreover, the NSC, National Advisory Council, has been working since 2011 and prior to that also, and this bill has to be examined from many angles. Even the consensus is needed. It does not harm the interest of state or center. There is a suggestion of formulation of an HR at the national level authority, and at the state level also the similar authority has been proposed. And this bill emphasizes on the respect and status of the victims.
Yes, we understand that, sir, but why now when you're all preparing for elections? That's what we are asking.
You see, there's any bill which is meant for the welfare and necessity for the nation and for the larger sections of the people, immediately after Muzaffarnagar issue, if you fail to make this kind of bill, then further this sort of situation may arise in different parts of the country, because it's election year. In election year, the communal polarization and communal activity occurs.
Oh, okay. So you're saying after Muzaffarnagar. So Pinky Anand, they're saying after Muzaffarnagar, they felt the need much more. Do you buy that?
Absolutely not. You know, let's go back to this country and the fact of riots having taken place. This is not the first time that riots have taken place. Of course, the party concerned has done precious little to either prevent it or to help anybody in the process. But that aside, whether we go back in history, you've got riots galore. So to say that the reason for bringing the bill at the last leg, at the last session of the parliament, possibly, which is going to happen just on the eve of the general elections in 2014, shows the mindset of the UPA and why they are doing it. Everybody understands this by now. I think even the public is well aware of why it's being brought in at this point. Only again, minority appeasement, and that is the vote bank politics issue. If you just see, even earlier some attempt was made to bring in the bill, but even going away from the communal bill for a moment, the UPA did the same thing with the food security bill, and look at what a disaster the situation has been. UPA has not been able to garner any support, despite the fact that they tried to bring in the bill even after, just again at the tail end of their administration, on the pretext of it being a welfarian measure, without any thought, and actually just a facade which was created. So I think people have understood the reality of the situation, and the timing is so grossly matched only to try to get vote banks that there's no discussion on this score.
Yes, that's the point that Narendra Modi is making. So I want to take this to Soumya Uma, who's been working for this bill, human rights activist. Soumya Uma, as we ask you, I want to also bring up our second talking point, which is what, and I've seen your papers on this, and some of the concerns that you brought up are also taken up, are some of the things which have been touched on, maybe different aspects by Narendra Modi as well. So Bhakt Charan Das says that, you know, it's a knee-jerk reaction, but this whole problem of the larger role of the states in the new draft, they say that the whole problem with the federal structure, the new draft takes care of it, Soumya Uma. Do you accept that?
See, firstly, I want to say that the timing issue, I want to say that to us as people of civil society, people concerned with human rights and justice and accountability, the timing really doesn't matter. What we want is a good bill, a good law, an effective law. That is what we really are concerned about. And the other concern which... hello?
Even if, Soumya Uma, I'm saying even if it is a vote catcher, you say that's not a problem.
Well, UPA government promised us this in the common minimum program. So it has been working on it all these years. But I would add that it has been a half-hearted attempt. And that is a part of the reason why even civil society hasn't supported the 2011 version, which was the last draft bill that was available on public domain. Of late, there have been changes that are made, but that is not available on public domain.
Do you think it interferes with the federal structure of governance?
I think one of the major issues why the concern about the federal structure has been this whole new institution that has been created, which is called the National Authority. And this National Authority has these all-encompassing powers over every situation of communal violence. And that is not something that I would support, and that is not something that many others as part of civil society support either. Because that is the reason for the national authority, or the role that the national authority has to play is a very limited one. It is to operationalize the provisions of the law. It is not like a monitoring body and with all-encompassing powers. Why do we need one more organization? We have more than 178 human rights organizations in this country. These are, I'm talking about national and state level. So why do we need one more?
So let's take that to Bhakcharan Das. Bhakcharan Das, here is an activist who has been advocating. They want this communal violence bill to come up, but they're saying the way, even after so many years, you're doing it in a very half-hearted, haphazard manner, and they're not convinced by all the provisions that you're bringing in. So do you think, again, you're bringing it after so long and yet nobody seems to be satisfied?
Well, she is having the liberty to speak anything that as an activist. But one thing is very clear, that the power of the state, in this bill, the power of the state for the investigation and prosecution and trial has been given to the state. Even the recommendation of the national authority is not binding on the state.
Yes.
So it is very clear that the federal structure is not being touched in this bill. And half-hearted things, as you cannot say, that several food security bill, land acquisition bill, and judicial accountability bill. So many bills were there.
We're not talking about those bills, sir. When you talk about the federal structure, one of the things that the other political parties...
The NSC...
Just one question.
Yeah, the
Today,
NSC,
when you talk about the
the
federal
NSC
structure,
was
sir,
working
you say
for
that
so
you're
many
empowering
suggestions.
the states. You say that you're empowering the states, but the opposition brought up today that what would you do in a situation like Muzaffarnagar, but the allegation is that it's the state which is perpetrating, which sat back, which the state has been accused of lapses, sir. So don't you think the violence bill, the communal violence bill in its present state, everyone says is weak when you look at it like at a situation like Muzaffarnagar?
The state district authority or the local authority in many places.
What I said.
Yeah, 1 second. Just let Bhakcharan Das explain that. Yeah, go ahead, sir.
Sure.
See, wherever this communal riot has occurred on a minority community, the minority community may be of a Hindu or Sikh or Muslim or Christian or any community.
Presume that it will always be a majority that will perpetrate on a minority. I mean, even that premise.
This is the fact. This is the fact that
the attempt to classify the bill.
It may be vice versa. It might be vice versa.
It is a totally targeted.
It might be vice versa. Always the targeted community. You can say the targeted community in different parts of the nation.
But the bill itself, the way it has been contemplated, is as if the majority only.
And the district administration, the local administration has not given the justice. That's why the communal riot increased. And they should be dealt with appropriately to stop the communal riot, the propaganda and progress, this wrong motivation of during the communal riot. All these things would have been stopped. Okay. Had there been the Mahasabha would not have been allowed in Muzaffarnagar, this riot would not have gone to this extent. So the local authority failed to do the thing.
I would just like to ask, why are we always talking about powers of the state as if state does not have the power to address a situation of communal violence? Can we please talk about accountability of state agents? That is what we as people from civil society would like to see in this bill. The focus should be on accountability, not on powers of the state.
Right.
Okay, this also seems like a good time.
Sumitra,
go ahead.
I just wanted to add in one point.
Yes.
You know, when we talk about the federal structure, it's a constitutional mandate. It is not the wish of the UPA or anybody else to decide that, however much you might want to benefit any particular society, whatsoever it may be. Today, the issue of this subject is within the domain of states. To say that states have been given power under the new draft, it's a half-baked bill which has been brought forward. It is the states who are bound to legislate on this issue. It is not the centre. The centre has no authority whatsoever. It is neither law and order under list 1, nor is it public order under list 1.
Yes.
And where does it come? It comes under list 2, which is the state list.
And that's perhaps what's interesting is that the UPA's own allies, the BSP, the SP, they are also raising the same concerns. Let's just also go across to Chennai, where we have some young audiences who want to ask questions. Shweta from the Madras Christian College, do you want to go ahead with your question?
Yeah, even though the bill has been described as a recipe for a disaster, isn't it a start towards the goal, eventual goal of eradicating between the communal violence?
Pinky Anand, you want to take that?
You know, Shweta, the point is we are all looking for the common good, but the common good is not going to come by a bill which classifies and tries to put a seal on communal situation to say, you know, the world is divided, you have a majority community and you have a minority community, and actually alienate them forever.
So you're
it
saying
really
this is not
speaking
the
has to come
answer?
with the efficiency. This is not the answer. You have to have the efficiency of the district administration. To ensure that this doesn't happen, you need to have a good discipline, you need to have good government officers, you need to stop scaring people into taking any action.
That
and when
officer's
action is not
question,
taken,
actually that
the world
officer's
is
question,
accountable.
that officer's
and
question,
accountability of those
exactly.
officers.